Hello everyone, very good morning to one and all. Hope you are doing good at your houses and welcome back to accounts class today. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, a brand new day with a brand new chapter. We are going to start the third chapter, that is recording transactions. Recording transactions is the third chapter, the next coming up chapter. Okay, so till now we have studied some of the important basic knowledge about the accountancy. What is accountancy, what is the process of accounting, what and all we have to consider when we are recording transactions, what are the concepts we are going to follow or assumptions that we are going to follow when recording the transactions. These are the basic things which we learned from the previous chapters. Okay, now in this chapter onwards we are going to start learning how the transactions will be recorded in the books and how it will be taken forward for the ledger books, and how through that how we are going to transfer to the financial statement. From this chapter you are going to learn each and everything in different chapters. Okay, so in this first mainly we are going to learn the recording of transactions. Before going to recording of transactions, let me take a small example. Suppose your parents has given 500 rupees for you and you want to go for a shopping. You have taken 500, you have borrowed 500 rupees from your parents for going for shopping. Okay, morning you went with your friends, done all the shoppings, whatever you want you have done. And after coming back to home, in the evening you have come back to house and your parents are asking, where is the 500 rupees, what you did with this 500 rupees? You may tell that I have done so much of shopping and I spent the entire day with my friend while doing shopping, and here and there we had some snacks. So all 500 what you have paid me, it is completely I've enjoyed today. They may ask you, what is the proof? Tell me the bill, give me the account, what and all you have spent, how much you have spent, how this 500 you have throughout the day, how did you utilize this 500 rupees when they ask you to explain briefly what you are going to do. First thing, you are going to take all the bills whatever you have with you, whether it is shopping bills, whatever the shopping bills you got, or when you went for the hotel, there you got some bill. Everything you are going to take and you will start counting. 500 rupees was there with me, or this for the clothes, maybe 200 rupees I have spent for the hotel, I have spent 100 rupees here for the bus fares, or the traveling fares I have spent 50 rupees here. Like this you are going to start calculating using the bills whichever you have. Is it right? After seeing that bill, finally you will come to know, totally this is how I have spent. You can show it to your parents. Evidence, you have a bill with you to show your parents and say that this is how I have spent my 500 rupees throughout the day. Is it? And they will also come to know, yes, okay, she is having the bills, and they will verify with the bills where she has bought and how much it is, everything they are going to verify. In the same way, if in a house for 500 rupees we are doing so many analysis, how we are spending, whether it is worth or not, and we are keeping the bills with us, all this we are doing. The same thing will be followed in every business also. So there are plenty of transactions happening in the business. When the plenty of transactions are happening, obviously they should have the document proof that what is the transaction is about, why the transaction is taken. All that evidence proof should be there, right? Is it? So most of the evidence proof is nothing but here the document. I have already explained in the previous chapter. Documentation is very important. That is a proof for every transaction. That can be salary, slips, cash bills, any bills that you are paying, or you are receiving some bills, you are paying something, vouchers, bills, salary payment. When you make a salary, you are going to give a salary slip for them. So all that is the documentary evidence. So when the transaction is taken place, documentation is also very important for us. Suppose they are selling their goods worth rupees 20,000 on credit basis. You should have a proof that you have sold goods and the X person is liable to pay 20,000 for your business. there should be some proof, right? So that after 3 months or after the days where the time is taken, after the certain time you can ask, see, I have sold you 20,000 worth of goods to you on this particular date. This is the quantity of the goods and this is the final amount and this is your signature. You have accepted that you will be paying me after some days. Now this is the due date. Please get back the money. Give me the payment. You can ask. That is how the transactions takes place, right? So without any documentary proof, we cannot record the transactions also. So whatever the transactions takes place, for that each and every transaction, they will be having some or the other documentary evidence. So maintaining of documentary evidence is also very, very important. In our general life, in day-to-day life also, we are maintaining so many documentaries. For example, if you take, when you are paying a phone bill, you are going to get a bill, phone bill, or it can be cable bill, electricity bill, water bill. These are daily requirement for us, and when we pay, obviously we will keep the bill with us so that it has been paid. It shows that it is a proof for you that you have paid. Is it? So documents are very, very important in our regular life also. In the same way in the business, whatever the transaction is happening in the business, for that they should have to maintain the documentations. That we call it nothing but document, source of document or vouchers. We call it as vouchers, as in general we call it as vouchers. There will be so many type of vouchers in every business. Debit voucher, credit vouchers, general vouchers will be there. That is the transaction vouchers. All that will be there. Okay. So today I am going to give you the format, that how a voucher will be there. That is how the bill will be presented in the organization, how they are going to maintain. I will give the sample, specimen of bills or specimen of vouchers. Okay. So transaction vouchers, I have written here on the board. You can see the same way you have to write it in your notes also. This is the specimen of transaction vouchers. Transaction vouchers. What are these transaction vouchers means? As I told you, for every transaction there should be a bill. There should be a documentary evidence. Is it right? But suppose you take like you were in the organization, you need one stapler. You went for a stationery shop, you bought one stapler, and you have bought some pins for the stapler, and you have gone and bought the like you got one pen or two pens for the office purpose. You cannot have for one pen, you won't get a bill. Is it right? So there are some expenses or some expenditures that petty expenditures, little small expenses will be happening regularly. So for that, they will maintain one person, one authority person will be there, like a cashier. He is authority person. So he will have with him, he will take for all together, like stationery, 500 rupees. He will write a bill of 500 rupees and he is signed, he will give the authority signature will be there, and that 500 they will show it as they have spent for stationery. So whenever they buy the stationeries, they keep recording the small expenses. Altogether when it comes to 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, they will claim from the business. So when they want to claim, obviously they should need the signature of the authorized person, that is the cashier, or there will be some person will be authenticated person will be sitting in the organization. He will give the permission to buy. He will give the money from his particular business account. He will take 10 rupees and he will give, okay, buy today 10 rupees of pens you can buy, or 20 rupees or 100 rupees of pens you can buy and get it for the office purpose. Later he will create one bill as 100 rupees is spent for stationeries, and he will record it in the business, and he will show 100 rupees of the business amount is spent for stationery. Okay, so for small expenses where you are not able to get the bills from the shop, when you are shopping or when certain expenditure is happening, where you don't get the bills or the evident proof for certain small expenses, for that all that will be maintained by the organization people itself. That is the business people inside the person itself can maintain one particular bill. He will prepare the entire bill and he accepts, and he will write that he has spent this much of business money to this particular expenditure, that he is going to mention that. So that is what the transaction voucher. So transaction voucher will be in this way. So you give the heading as specimen of transaction voucher. Draw a big rectangular or square. In the middle of that we will be writing transaction voucher. Okay, transaction voucher. Name of firm in the middle. This should be in the middle of this entire box. Middle of this box. Name of the firm. You can give any name of the firm. You can give Reliance Smart, you can give ABC Company, XYZ Company, whatever name you want you can give. You can give Anusha Firm, Anusha Partnership Firm, Bindu Firm, whatever it is. Then any name of the firm you can give here, or you can give blank. That is fine. Okay. So after this, in the right hand side here, you have voucher number. Voucher number, I think everyone have seen the bill. In every bill there will be some numbers with red ink. Some numbers will be there like 186, 4 digits number or 3 digits number. The serial numbers of that vouchers with bills will be there. A red color it will be in, usually it will be in red color. So some numbers will be there on each page. Is it right? So that is what voucher number. Date, when does the transaction took place? That date they are going to write. Debit account, credit account. So how much they are spending or how much they are receiving, all that will be written here. Okay, whether it is debited or credited. This detailing about debit and credit you will be learning in further classes. Don't worry now. Okay, in further classes you are going to learn detailing what is debit, what is credit, how it will be used. That I will tell you later. Okay, so here debit number, credit number, account number will be written, and amount. What is the total amount they have spent for the expenses, that will be written, and for what they have spent this amount, that will be written here. That is what? Narration. Narration is nothing but giving the explanation for which particular expenses they have spent that money. As I told you now, small expenditures will be happening in like stationery example. They can write 100 rupees is spent on stationery for the office purpose. So they are giving the explanation here. Explanation is nothing but the narration for what the amount has been spent. So that will be written here, and then here down you can leave here 2-3 lines. You can leave after narration. You can leave 2 or 3 lines. After that you write down authorized by the person who is going to approve the bill. Okay, it is approved by the person, one of the person, authorized person will be there. He has to put the sign and seal. And here prepared by, who is preparing this entire bill, he has to write his name or signature will be done here. After doing, then the authorized person will give the seal of the company or the business, and he also is going to sign. So this is what the transaction voucher. Please write down the same thing in your notes. So here transaction vouchers in the middle, name of the firm. And in this corner you will be writing voucher number, date, debit account, credit account, amount. This is a symbol of rupee. This is a symbol of rupee. I think you know, everyone knows how to write the rupee symbol. You have to follow rupee symbol everywhere. Okay. And next we have narration. Narration is nothing but the explanation given for the expenditure happened. Whatever the expenses happened, for that they are going to give the explanation why they have spent that money. That the explanation will be given. And here this side in this corner they are going to sign. It is signed by whoever is preparing this voucher. They are going to sign here. After that they are going to pass this bill to the authorized person. The authorized person will examine everything. He will check everything. And he will see whether it is correct or not, whether really they have spent 100 rupees or 500 rupees on some particular expenses. Is that happened or not? Then he will check, and then he is going to give the approve. Once he is approved, then the amount will be claimed from the business. The business will be paying that particular amount. Okay, so this is what the transaction voucher. Again you have the debit voucher and credit voucher. Now after copy this, after that I will show you to write the debit voucher and credit voucher. Okay. So next will be the debit voucher. So this is the debit voucher format. So specimen of debit voucher, give the heading this one, and next the same way you have to draw the big square box, and then in the middle of the box you should write debit voucher and name of the firm. Name of the firm. And in the right hand side write down date. After name of the firm, the below line you write down this corner, right hand corner, write it date here, and the left hand side the voucher number, credit account, amount. In debit voucher you will be writing credit account number. Remember carefully, in debit voucher when they ask you to prepare debit voucher, you will be mentioning here credit account and amount. What is the total amount that they are going to spend, or what are the exact amount happening on that particular transaction. And here it is here debit account. Again in the middle you will be writing debit account. Below that giving the description about the goods or the services what you have provided. So serial number, code. For each product they will be having one particular code, right? That code they are going to enter here, so that it is easy for them to identify which of the product that they have sold or which are the services they have rendered. To know that they will maintain the code for each product that will be entered, and the name of the person to whom they have sold or from whom they have purchased, that will be written here, and the amount. And again the narration will be written, that is the explanation for the transaction, for what purpose this particular transaction has been taken place. What is the exact reason for the transactions, and what does it say about whether it is a purchase or whether it is a sales transaction. All that explanation will be given here in this narration box. Okay. Once it is done, the prepared person here, prepared by, it can be any person. I can write XY, Mr. X. I'm just taking Mr. X can be the name of a person. So his sign will be given here. And after once the bill is prepared, then it will be sent to the approval. That is, the authorized person will cross check everything, whether this really this transaction is happened in the business. Is it the exact amount is spent on that particular transaction? He is going to cross check everything, and then he is going to approve by his signature. So this is what the debit voucher. Okay. Please copy down in the notes the same way you have to write it in your notes also kindly. First I have explained you transaction voucher. First you write that. Then after writing that you write down the specimen of debit voucher. Okay. After this you have to write the specimen of credit voucher. Again you have to write. There is a small difference changes here. I will be writing here itself. Wherever you have a debit, I will be writing credit. Okay. So this becomes your credit voucher. In credit voucher, you need to write your debit account. And here you will be writing credit account. So that's all. This is the change of that debit voucher to credit voucher. That's it. Other things remains the same. It remains the same. Only wherever debit is there, I have written credit. So credit voucher, name of the firm, date, voucher account, voucher number, and here it is debit account now. In credit voucher, you will be writing debit account and amount. Here credit account, same serial number, code, name, rupees, and narration signed by, prepared by, and this is authorized person's signature. The same way you have to write down. So in your notes you are going to write 3 vouchers. Compulsory you have to write all these 3 vouchers in your notes. Any one out of these 3, any one voucher will be asked for practical oriented question for 5 marks. This consists of 5 marks. Any out of these 3 they can ask any one. Any one specimen they will be asking to in the exam from the example. So prepare all 3, write it in your notes. Now I will tell you about this debit voucher and the credit voucher. When it happens, what is the difference, why we need both. See, when I purchase, any goods you are purchasing or any goods you are selling. So if I am purchasing, from my end it is purchase. But from whom I am purchasing, suppose if I am purchasing from Mr. X. Mr. X is next to me. Assume Mr. X is there. I am purchasing goods from Mr. X. So from my point it is purchase. Whereas from the point of Mr. X it will be sales. X is selling goods to me. So in one side I am taking and he is giving. Is it right? As I told you, dual aspects will be affecting. Dual things will be there. Two aspects we have to consider. So when we are giving, the other one side will be taking. Is it right? So when there is debit, obviously there will be one credit entry. Yes, two aspects, debit and credit, both it will be there. Both entries will be affecting in a account. So that is what your debit voucher and credit voucher we are preparing to. Okay. So when we are solving the problems, detailing you will come to know what is debit, what is credit. Now as of now you don't get confused with all these vouchers. Just write down the format and learn the format. Okay, this is more than enough. As you have seen, bills, when you take any bill from one shop to other shop's bill, it is totally different. The format is different. But in organization, certain bills have followed the systematic way where it is same. Usually it will be the same thing only. Not much difference we won't find. Okay. So follow the format and write down in your notes and learn it. It will be for 5 marks. It is easily you can gain 5 marks in this format. Okay, with this specimen. I hope you have understood with this today's class. I have explained only about the specimens. First is transaction voucher, debit voucher and credit voucher. All three vouchers, kindly write it in your notes. 3 different vouchers you have to write. Okay, fine. Any doubts you have, let me know. I'll be answering for you. Okay. See you in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.